People who were childhood friends with a now celebrity, who were they? What were they like as a young person? I grew up in Grapevine, Texas, and in high school, my best friend was Austin Richard Post, though everyone knew him back then as Post Malone. We met freshman year in band class. I was awkward and quiet, mostly keeping to myself, and Post just kind of existed in this bubble of calm energy that somehow drew people in without trying. He wasn't loud or flashy. He didn't need to be. He just had this way of making you feel like hanging out was the easiest thing in the world. Back then, Post was already obsessed with music, though not in the mainstream sense yet. He was more of an indie guy, always experimenting with sounds, writing his own lyrics, and recording on whatever gear he could scrounge up. I remember sitting in his garage one afternoon, the air thick with the smell of incense and old pizza boxes, as he fiddled with a guitar and a tiny beat machine. He had on a Hawaiian V-neck, tight black jeans that ended a little high on his ankles, and a pair of faded Toms. He looked ridiculous and perfect at the same time. He was the kind of person who could make a simple day feel like an adventure. One Friday after school, we decided to wander around the local record shops, just seeing what we could find. He would pick up obscure vinyls, read the liner notes out loud in this deadpan voice, and start riffing on the song as if he could hear something nobody else could. People would stop and stare, but Post didn't care. He was completely unbothered by anyone else's opinion, and that confidence made it impossible not to have fun with him. He had this humor that was subtle but infectious. Not the kind of jokes that made you laugh out loud immediately, but the kind that would sit in your head for hours and make you chuckle randomly. I remember him writing weird little lyrics on napkins in the cafeteria just to mess with people. Once he wrote a song verse about the lunch lady, turned it into a full chorus, and we all just died laughing. He could make the most mundane situations feel absurdly funny. But what struck me most was how genuine he was. Even as a teenager, he never seemed to care about fitting into cliques or following trends. He wore what he wanted, listened to what he wanted, and treated everyone like a peer, not like they were beneath him or above him. Everyone in our grade liked him, but not in the he's cool so I'll be his friend way. People genuinely wanted to be around him because he made you feel like you mattered, even if you were the quiet kid in the back of band class like me. We spent countless hours in his bedroom, talking about music, life, and dreams that seemed impossibly far away. He would show me tracks he was working on, and I'd watch him just lose himself in the process, completely in the zone. There was something inspiring about that. Not just the talent, though he had plenty of that, but the sheer dedication and the way he poured everything into what he loved without hesitation. I think the thing that hasn't changed about him, even now, is that same personality. Post's fame hasn't made him arrogant or distant. He's still that same easygoing, creative, endlessly funny guy I knew in high school. You hear stories about celebrities losing themselves when the spotlight hits, but Post never did. He stayed grounded, stayed real. Even back then, he had a knack for turning the ordinary into something memorable. A walk to the corner store, a random night hanging out with a few friends, a stop at the gas station. Everything he did had this effortless charm. He didn't try to be cool, he just was, and that was enough. Looking back, I can see the roots of everything he's become now. The fearless approach to music, the unfiltered humor, the authenticity that makes fans feel connected. High school was just the beginning, but the core of who he was then is still who he is today. It's rare to see someone blow up like that and still keep the essence of themselves intact. With Post, it's been amazing to watch. All those Hawaiian V-necks, tight black jeans, and Tom's days feel like they were just the start of this journey. Wild adventures ahead, sure, but the personality that drew everyone in is exactly the same. Hanging out with him in high school was effortless and fun. That same energy he had back then, chill, funny, creative, is exactly what you see now when he's performing on stage or joking with fans. It's comforting, in a way, knowing that the guy I spent afternoons wandering record stores with is the same guy making millions of people laugh and feel something with his music today. He hasn't changed, and that's probably why everyone loves him.